Hello, hello, MCs. Welcome to another episode of Ooh, Those FNC Words. If you're in the right place, then you know who I am. I'm Marcia Cork, and we are about to jump into another episode. So excited to be back with you guys, as always. And I'm really excited about today's guest. I'm excited about all of my guests, but this one is particularly upbeat. And I don't know if I've mentioned this about myself, but I'm the type of person that I feed off the energy of other people. So if you give me somber, I'm going to give you somber. If you give me professional, I'm going to give you professional. If you give me very charismatic and energetic, I'm going to give that back to you. And Angel Gutierrez, my guest today, has all the energy, all the energy, all the charisma. You're definitely going to hear that in this episode. And I love that about him. It was actually why I asked him to come on the show. I went to his tattoo shop back in July with a friend who was getting her tattoo redone. And just the energy, the chemistry that the two of them had, you would think that they've been friends for years and not just, her tattoo artist. And then he welcomed me the same way, hugged me when we got there, walked us through, told us all about the facility, just a great personality. So we had a lot of fun with his coaching session. So Angel has really built a name for himself as a celebrity tattoo artist. He has a studio in Vineland, New Jersey, but he divides his time between his client base in the Bronx and his client base in Vineland. That's where the studio is. And it'd be great to see people like Angel, artists who have found a way to make money, but really have so much more potential to invite people into their process and maybe showcase some of the tools and the products that they use. We definitely don't see that as much with artists as we see with, say, fitness instructors and nutritionists and things like that. So Angel saw this as an opportunity as well. And he also wants to model that for his celebrity client base. So he was ready to dive right into this coaching session, and he was a great sport through all of the activities. You'll see in this episode how repetitive the process can be, but how repetition leads to more authentic, relatable conversations and deliveries. And Angel sees that as well. I try to include as much of our sessions as possible without it feeling too repetitive. He's going to start from a script, but eventually he's just going to talk off the cuff in a way that sounds like Angel. All right. So today's episode won't be too long. When I looked at how long last week's episode was, I said, okay, we're going to have to tweak this a bit because I want to give you good content, but I want you to also be able to get through it. So I like the idea. This week, I'm going to give you some MC follow-up, MC Q&A follow-up, which I'm also really excited about because like we were saying, we like to hear the updates. We like to hear what happens next. And I heard back from both of last week's MC Q&A submissions. All right. So here's an update from one of our listener letters, new MC. In episode 15, we got MC Q&A from a listener who referred to herself as new MC. And she mentioned that she'd gotten a lot more visible within her community after establishing this competition that was very similar to the Olympics. And because of that, she had to speak more often and speak at, ceremonies. And she felt like she was doing all the right things to improve her delivery. She was using note cards. She was practicing. She wanted to sound conversational, wasn't working from a script, but, was making bullet points, but still didn't feel like she sounded conversational. And I asked her if she had ever studied any recordings of herself. And I suggested that she record herself on the next few Zoom calls so she can actually see what she sounds like conversationally and then kind of mirror that, that rhythm, that cadence, that feel, the vocal variety that we do when we're having a conversation. She would get that from a Zoom call. So she wrote in and said, for my question, you're right. I didn't have anyone record me on delivery day, so I don't know how I sounded that day. People did tell me I did well. I think I do sound robotic. Good suggestion to record myself on Zoom with a friend and play it back to hear the cadence in my voice and the flow of the conversation. She also says that she likes the suggestion I made about writing down the signposts, and she closed with, it's funny. I do answer when you ask, does that make sense? I love that because I know I say that. I don't know, if you guys have been listening to several episodes by now, I do say that when I make a point, I kind of reinforce it. Does that make sense? I do that recorded and I do it live when I do training sessions and one-on-one coaching sessions. I just want to make sure people understand it. So I know I say that. If it ever gets to be a distraction, let me know. It's like we said, we do these things all the time. They're part of who we are. But if we ever find that they get to be a distraction, that's when it's time to self-correct. All right. So thank you, New MC, for writing in, sharing that update. And likewise, we also got an update from Torn. And just to jog your memory on Torn's submission, Torn was torn between providing additional services, education services after hours. And I believe the conflict was that she had made a promise to her husband and to her family that she would not do that after hours anymore so that she could be there for the family. And my feedback and my recommendations to her were to actually think about what you really want. It's one thing to make a promise, but is that promise serving us well? Right? Are we thinking about ourselves and what we really want when we make a promise or when we carry out an action? Who's it for? Who's it benefiting? And so we have to think about ourselves. What do we really want? So Torn says, I did what you suggested. I looked at my why. We have such a shortage of education specialists, and the parents are so desperate that I just feel terrible saying no. You took the guilt out of saying no, which is what I needed. So now I can enjoy my grandbaby and not be working when my hubby gets home so we can do things. I've been dancing ever since. I love that. And that's really what it's all about. So yes, it's an oversimplification, to read these questions and answer them in, 5 minutes or so. But when you really get to the root of things, if we can just be that direct, if we can be that vocal and advocate for ourselves, you get what you want. I did a post earlier this week. I don't know what day, I don't know what post. I can't remember, but I do remember typing, saying something like, as long as you remember that when you did it, it was what you wanted at the time, then you won't have any regrets. Right? If what you did was what you wanted at the time, then you made a decision that was in your best interest. It's what you wanted. And so you won't have any regrets, or you'll have few regrets. I try to live by that philosophy. So thank you for those updates, guys. And for everyone else who has submitted an MC Q&A, please send me your updates. I like to hear them, and I think listeners like to hear them. I think about myself listening to podcasts for all these years, and I would listen to Q&A. I always wondered what happened next. So that is definitely what I'm going to do on this podcast. For anyone who's willing to update me, I'm going to make sure that I share with the listeners how things turned out. All right, then, with that, let's shift gears and move into my interview and coaching session with celebrity tattoo artist and muralist, Angel Gutierrez, right after this quick break. It's Marcia Cork. I talk about having the confidence to rebrand and get visible on social media. Well, it's time for me to practice what I preach. Do me a favor, before you start the show, open Instagram and TikTok and follow me right now at It's Marcia Cork. You'll get additional tips you won't hear on the podcast, including a semi-weekly series I call You're Doing It Wrong. So follow me right now, then meet me back here, and let's start the show. Angel, I am so excited to have you. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I love how you didn't even hesitate when I asked you to do this. The conversation in your studio was just flowing, and he was like, yep, I'm on it. So everybody, this is Angel Gutierrez. He's a tattoo artist.
Yes.
both in the Bronx and in New Jersey.
Yes.
Pronounce that for me.
So,
What is that area of New Jersey called?
it's South Jersey. It's all the way at the end, actually going towards like Camden and Philly. It's called Vineland, New Jersey. It's a
Vineland.
little, yeah, it's the biggest city in New Jersey, but it's like very, very rural. It's like country.
Yeah,
It's nice
yeah,
out here.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, it
slow
was
paced,
very
but it's
rural
nice.
on that drive.
Yeah. Slow paced, but it's nice. It's comfortable out here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to have you. I want to have you introduce yourself to my
Yeah,
audience, and I'll
absolutely.
explain why. I always tell people when I have guests on the show, the whole point of this is being comfortable representing yourself, representing your brand, and selling yourself well. So I have my guests introduce
Hmm.
themselves so my listeners can hear the variety in the way that people introduce themselves. So sometimes, yes, it's
Absolutely.
putting my guests on the spot, but that's what it's about having something prepared so that you're always ready, right?
Right, right, right,
Okay,
right.
so I would love to
Oh,
hear you introduce yourself, Angel.
awesome. Well, my name is Angel Gutierrez. I go by UFO Ange on Instagram. I
Okay.
formerly used to go by Foulmouth Ange. So if anybody like is looking for me through that.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I'm originally from the Bronx, but I reside right now in Vineland, New Jersey. I have a business called Namaste Collective, which is um, which is basically almost like a walkway to my life. So it's a gallery. It starts off with paintings, and then it ends up with like
Mm-hmm.
comfortability, which is like a small room where you can actually feel comfortable before you get tattooed with me.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's a private studio that that I only work in by myself.
Okay.
But it's basically like a personal studio for myself. It's people come in and they look at the artwork. The artwork speaks from 1982, from when I was born all the way till right now. And
Okay.
the artwork actually shows the path of all the journey and everything that I remember from like my childhood mixed in. So
Okay.
you have a little bit of history in there for me. You just
Yeah.
gotta pay attention to it.
That is the perfect setup for this conversation too. And it
Right.
is just that. That's exactly how it felt walking through just the narrow path and more, it actually feels like you're transitioning, through an alley
Right,
and
right.
ended up in this studio. That's exactly how
Right.
it felt. Seeing the
Right.
artwork, going into the comfortable area, the recliner area, the
Hmm.
TV setup, and then making the way into the studio. Yeah,
Into the
that's
studio, right.
yeah. You
Hmm.
you were taking us on a journey. I didn't even realize
I did. I tried. A lot of
it.
people don't get it until like when they're leaving. They're like, "Oh my God, this is you. This is you." And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
"That's
yeah,
all
yeah.
me."
No, I could definitely
Like,
see
yeah, I
that.
painted all this stuff, man.
So tell me about
Yeah.
your entrepreneurship story because I know there are a variety of things you do, but I want to hear about those early years. So for example, it's clear that you are talented. You see the artwork, you see,
Yeah.
the
Thank you.
outcome of your tattoos to see all that, but
Thank you.
where did it start? What was the gift? What did you recognize as the gift? And when did you realize that you could turn that into, a business, a lucrative business?
I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of people always ask me if I went to school or if I did anything of that nature, and I didn't.
Okay.
My mother is actually very, very good at like home decor. So she
Okay.
knows how to paint, she knows colors, she knows how to put things together. And then my father was like a graffiti writer.
Okay.
So I inherited like, both of their little things together. And I ended up knowing how to draw like just off of memory, like just imagination. Um, I'm pretty quick picking up things. So I always pick things up along the way. As a young child, in New York, I picked up, doing graffiti, through friends, family, with spray
Mm-hmm.
cans and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always had that artistic ability. I didn't really take my artistic ability serious until I think I started working for a psychiatric hospital out here in Jersey.
Okay.
And
Was not
yeah,
expecting that.
yeah, you go to school for some things, and you think that you're going to go to school and the outcome is going to be awesome, and you know you basically just go to a miserable job, man. And I had a
Mm-hmm.
friend. Yeah, you go to a miserable job that you're just not happy at, and you went to school for all these years doing certain things, and you're just like, all right, whatever.
Yep.
So I had a
Every
friend
entrepreneur has
in
that story.
So I had a friend who actually used to come to me in the hospital that I worked in. He used to come to me and ask me to draw him things.
Okay.
And throughout the time that he was asking me, I started noticing that he would actually get them tattooed. So one day I asked him, I'm like, oh, dude, like, come on.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, how much are you paying for these things? Oh man, well, this one right here cost me 400, and this one right here. And I'm like, dude, I'm doing these things for you for free. I'm like, you know what I
Mm.
mean? Like, well, let me do them for you. So
Mm-hmm.
him being weird or whatever, he told me that he had a machine in his garage, and he brought it to my house, and I YouTubed everything. I started messing with the machine, and one day he was like, "Man, I'm gonna let you do something on my ankle." And the fever, I did something small on him, and I ended up wanting to
Wow.
do more. And yeah, I ended up getting an apprenticeship in a town called Hamilton by a guy named Germ. His name was Jeremiah, but they called him Germ.
Okay.
Ironic, right? But yeah, he was a cool guy. He taught me what I needed to know, and then I went from there. And it went from tattooing locals to actually like traveling with my stuff, to
Mm-hmm.
actually meeting celebrities and doing things
Mm-hmm.
for celebrities, and you know opening my own business.
Wow.
So
Okay, so
everything I
now you're doing
learned,
tattoos. How do you get to the
yeah.
point where you're ready to take that leap, invest in yourself, and have a physical space, a studio?
Um, when I saw how much money I was making other people,
Okay.
I was we as tattoo artists or as artists period, like when you're working for somebody in their shop or in their studio,
Mm-hmm.
they're entitled to half of your winnings. So
Half.
it doesn't matter
Okay.
yes, it doesn't matter how much
Okay.
you make. So you can make $2,000 one week and $500 the next week, and they'll still take half of whatever it is that you take, I mean that
Okay.
you make. And I started making a decent amount of money, and
Mm-hmm.
I started like paying attention to it. Like, all right, well, listen, if I made this, I actually made this. You know what I mean? If I could do this
Yeah.
by myself, then why not do it by myself? So I started setting money to the side. I got a partner that didn't work out, um,
Mm-hmm.
but it started a foundation um, to where I'm at right now.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, like the partnership didn't work out, personal money reasons and all that stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
once we built that platform, I just kept on rolling with it. I was just like, I'm not gonna stop. Like, and I just kept on going. Um,
Okay.
yeah, put it on my back by myself. I had to redo the studio by myself. I had to paint
And
and
this
rebuild walls.
is the first studio in the Bronx or this one in Vineland?
No, no, this was in Vineland. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I have yet
Okay.
to open something in the Bronx. I would love to open something in the Bronx right now.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Got you. Got
Cannot
you.
wait.
So, yeah, so when Angel mentions these YouTube videos, I mean, you built a bathroom from scratch off of YouTube
I
videos, right?
did off of YouTube and TikTok, man. These TikTok people are awesome, man. I
Yeah.
watch their little like how do videos, and like I said, I put my artistic skill to it. Like I sit down and I'm like, all right, well, maybe if I spray paint this, I'll make it look cool, or I'll do this, and I just add, a little splash to it.
Yeah.
I
Crazy.
ended up building the half a wall in here, that I'll
Yeah.
show you later.
No, that
Yeah,
that is
just a
real
painting.
talent because I watch
Thank you.
YouTube videos too. I don't have the same outcome, I can tell you.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Man, listen, trial and error, man. It took me a while to get to that, but frustration, a lot of splinters, a lot of cuts, but I did it.
Yeah.
I did it. Yeah.
Okay. So now all the ways that you make your money, we have the
Hmm.
gallery, we see the artwork as we go through the studio. We know you do the
Hmm.
tattoos. So what
Yes.
are the different, how have you expanded your brand? What other products and services do you provide?
Well, as of right now, I've been working on doing a lot of album covers for up and coming
Okay.
rappers. Um,
Okay.
a lot of well-known rappers that are out there are asking for album covers from me. So I've been doing a lot of digital work. I'm actually putting my hands into the NFT world, which
Mm-hmm.
I developed my own little NFT character by the name of Ghost. That
Okay.
I've been developing a little story for him right now and trying to get it
Okay.
together before I launch him out there. Um, a lot of murals. I do a lot of murals. A lot of people ask for personal murals, man cave murals. Side of the buildings when people buy, buildings, they want the side of the buildings
Yeah.
done. I'll come in there and I'll paint my mural. So I'm pretty sure any, I mean, I'm anything artistic.
All right, so the coaching components, the coaching portion of this episode. So Angel has a large celebrity client base, like he was mentioning earlier.
Yeah.
So when I was in the studio, you and I were talking.
Hmm.
We had a variety of different conversations, but one of the things that came up was that people on Instagram, influencers, celebrities, they're not really using their celebrity in a way that expands their brand. Now, some people are, a lot of people are doing it, but
Hmm.
there are others who could be doing a lot more with their visibility and with their celebrity. And the reason why they don't is because they don't seem to be as confident with their authentic selves as they are with the very inflated versions of themselves that they present
Right.
on social media.
Right.
So my goal really is to bring that authenticity back and have people be a relatable source, use that credibility, use that celebrity for good. So I like that we said, I can't remember what you said. You were talking to me about what you're confident, where you're confident and where you lack confidence. I'll let you jump back in on that. You can, I don't want to put words into your mouth, but
Right. Right.
because you definitely have the personality. You definitely,
Thank you.
yeah, you definitely do. But I don't see you sharing much of yourself. I don't see you talking much. I don't see you on screen much as it is a display of your
Right.
work. And
Right.
that's what I see for a lot of people.
Right.
So
Right.
if we can get you visible and you start,
Yeah,
putting the bug
everybody's
into
telling me
your
that.
clients' ears,
Right.
yeah, to encourage them to use that celebrity and use that visibility in the same way, then
Mm.
now we have some people that we know and trust and, introduce us to spaces and places that we may not have been a part of. The,
Part of.
the
Right.
NFTs that you had mentioned before, perfect example, because
Right.
there's so much that the Black and Brown community doesn't know or understand about cryptocurrency, NFTs, all those types of things. So we need more
Right.
representation for sure, and we need real
Absolutely.
conversations. We need people that are going to show us what it is from the ground level instead of what it looks like when you're super rich.
When you're already there. Right.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
that we don't trust that.
Mhm.
We don't trust that. We
I
didn't see the
never did.
process. Right, right. We
I
didn't see
never
the
did.
process. So we
No,
need to see the process,
I
right?
do. And man, listen,
So
I concur. I'm with you on that, man. Yeah, I'm the same
yeah.
way. Yep.
So thank you for being willing. So we are going to
Absolutely.
do some exercises today.
Hmm.
Maybe they're out of your comfort zone. I don't know. But if I'm pushing you to the boundaries of your comfort zone, I know you got it. Because
Okay.
you'll be fine. You'll be
All
fine.
right.
All right. So one of the exercises I want to do, I have something called the ABC challenge. And the reason why I use the alphabet is it's a good way to do a public speaking exercises, but without having to worry about what to say because you'll
Okay.
just recite the alphabet. So I'm going to do that exercise with you first because it really is just kind of it helps me just have establish a baseline for how comfortable you are speaking. I'll get to
Okay.
see how fluid your delivery is or whether it's choppy. Yeah, because sometimes
It's
it
pretty
sounds very
choppy.
robotic in people and sometimes it
Yeah.
sounds very natural. So
Right.
with the ABC exercise, I'll have you introduce yourself. You're going to speak the alphabet, not sing it. You're going to speak the alphabet so that it sounds conversational. And
Mm.
then you'll just close out the same way you would with your introduction. Like, give me some call to action. Direct me to your Instagram, direct me to an email, a phone number. How would you close out your introduction? Does that make
Okay.
sense? So, an introduction, tell me what you're going to do, recite the alphabet, and then walk me out with a formal closing or call to action. Okay, I can
Okay.
demonstrate. I'll
Yeah. Yeah.
demonstrate
I was about
first
to
if
say,
that
can I get
helps.
an example?
Sure. So, good afternoon, Angel. I'm going to have you do something unique with the alphabet. I'm going to have you recite it just like this: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O,
Dramatic
P,
stuff. Okay.
Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Okay.
All right. I look forward to hearing your ABC exercise. Thanks for listening. So
Okay.
that's it. Simple.
Cool. All right. So, how you doing? My name is Angel Gutierrez, and I am going to recite the alphabet. Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. My name is Angel Gutierrez. I'm going to recite the alphabet for you.
Okay.
A, BC,
Mhm.
EFG, HIJK, L, MNOP, yeah, QRS, TUV, WXYZ. You can catch me on UFO Ange on Instagram.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So let me tell you what I liked about that. Look, so after you were
Wow.
done, you came out of character, right? Then you're like,
Right.
oh man, how was that? Yeah. No, you did it. You did
I did
it.
it?
You nailed it. Yes. And
Okay.
it's perfect for the platform because what we're talking about is being visible using, your visibility on social media. So if you
Yeah.
were doing a post, if you were doing a collaboration or paid partnership, that's how you would speak to your audience, right?
Right.
Yeah. So what you just did, even the beads, all that
My
bravado.
little, yeah, my namaste beads.
Yeah. So all of that, that is what you would do for a post. So I actually love that you did that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to have you repeat it because the second time is always better than the first time. And the ABC exercise is something that I have people do repeatedly. So if you do nothing else to work on your public speaking, this ABC exercise could be it. Because if you record yourself on camera, if you look at yourself in the mirror, you'll get more comfortable doing it and you can see what you're doing and self-correct. Okay.
Right.
So do it again. So this is an exercise that you can do on your own. Like I said, record it, look at yourself in the mirror. You'll be able to self-correct. So what I didn't see, you didn't do any fidgeting. You did the beads, but that actually looked like, part of the, I'll say performance for lack of a better word right now, but just part of the presentation, part of the delivery. So I don't have any problems with that. You didn't really fidget, and that's what's more important. You didn't rock. You maintained eye contact with the camera. I actually liked that you looked over and pretended to talk to people because that's probably exactly what would be going on in your studio.
All day. All day.
Yeah. If you were recording, you would probably, have an entourage behind you to support and coach you through it. So
all
I'm okay
talking
with
to
that.
me. Yep.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. All right. So we're going to use that exercise, build on that to do something that's more customized. All right. So it's the same thing really, but now we're going to try to put a real product behind it. Now, when I was there, I saw that you had about 500 pencils over on that desk.
Yeah.
I said, there must be something special about these pencils because why do we need all 500 out right now? No, that's just one set. There was a whole nother one over there and they looked like they were fresh. They weren't even sharpened. The erasers hadn't been touched. All right. So let's say you now have a collaboration with the manufacturer of those pencils. Because these are the types of collaborations that you could be pitching for. When you display your work, it's usually a finished work or in progress, but not really highlighting or showcasing the tools that you use, the products that you use. And doing that will put you in front of the people that provide those tools. So I like the idea of telling me what it is about this pencil that makes it unique. Telling me about its features today, and let's do a small ad around it. I want to see how you sell that pencil. What is it about that pencil that makes it stand apart from any of the others?
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. That's the only way I can do it. So you want me to sell the pencil?
Yeah. Well, think about it. Actually, talk me through it first. So before you jump into it, let's construct it together. So let's see. So tell me the name of the pencil.
It's a Dixon Ticonderoga pencil.
Okay.
It's old school, soft HB lead. Very good blending pencil. I used to use these pencils back when I was like kindergarten. These pencils existed, and they've always been
kindergarten.
Yeah, and they've always
my kids.
Mm-hmm. They've always been an ideal pencil for art for me because it blends very well. Like you can know finger blending.
Okay.
It's the eraser is incredible on here. It erases everything almost fully intact. The lead is actually sturdy, and when you're pressing really hard, it doesn't snap. Um, they're a good looking pencil, man. I mean, look at this. It just
Okay.
screams 80s, man. Like, it's green, it's yellow, it has a pink top. Like, I mean, it's mad retro. Like, I mean, everybody got all these, like I said, everybody's using these now. I try to use the push pencils and all these mechanical pencils, but I always go back to this.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the
All
original, and
right.
I get them in
And
every
when do
color
you
too.
use
So
it?
I get the red ones too.
Okay. Yeah, I saw many
Yeah,
pencils in there. So when do
yeah.
you use them? When in your process do you use them? And I'm taking
I
notes. If you see me looking down, that's why.
no, you're good. I actually use these for everything. I use them for drawing in my notepads. Um, I use them for outlining on walls before I do any mural work. Um,
Okay.
they're a good pencil to have for mural work. And
Okay.
I think for the most part, I'm using them just to do stencil work as well. Like when I'm doing tattoos and I have to like do the hand stencils. It's a
Okay.
good pencil, real sturdy. It presses really nice and it gets the stencil out very clean.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, man. I mean, even my son likes these pencils. Like he'll go crazy for these.
All
Love
right.
it.
So everything that you just said, I want
Mm-hmm.
you to say in about 30 seconds.
Ow. Okay.
Yeah. So that means three key features. So you're going to introduce yourself just like you did with the
Mm-hmm.
ABC exercise.
Uh-huh.
You're going to introduce the name of the pencil
Mm-hmm.
and what you use it for. So when I'm doing blah, 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 my go-to is the name, the Tigaro, or
Okay.
whatever it is.
Yeah, that's it.
Then tell me three features, and let's not worry about how we want to close it out yet. And I'm going to time you just because I want to see how well we do within this 30 seconds.
All right.
I start when you start.
All right. Cool. Hi, my name is Angel Gutierrez, and I'm gonna let you know why the terracotta. No. I'm sorry. Gutierrez, and I'm gonna let you know why I use the Dixon pencils. It's a very sturdy pencil. It's very good. The lead is very, very. Any sketches and doodles and stuff like that.
Okay.
Definitely go with the Dixon.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, you told me about the pencil, but you didn't highlight any of the features that we talked about. Are you going to really sell that pencil because of the contrast and the green and the yellow and the pink
It's the
eraser?
look. I mean, people gotta look at it. It's a beautiful pencil.
The opportunity for you to do what you already do, which is showcase your work. But now you're also actually sharing, giving us some glimpse into your process, giving us a glimpse into the tools and the products you use.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're going to practice that, deliver it the same way you delivered the ABC exercise.
My name is Angel. The only pencil that I use is the Dixon Ticonderoga. Been using these since kindergarten. Perfect blending for for murals, sturdy work. The lead is actually very, very, very sturdy. Nothing works better for me. You can actually find me on UFO Ange. I'll show you how I use these pencils.
Okay.
Don't know.
Yep. All right. Good first pass. Okay. I'm ready when you are.
All right. I think so. I think I got it.
Okay.
I think I do. All right. I'm ready. Hi, my name is Angel Gutierrez, and the only pencil that I use is the Dixon Ticonderoga. I've been using this pencil since kindergarten. It brings back a lot of nostalgia. Perfect for blending, sturdy lead for applying pressure, ideal for murals, stencil work, any drawing and doodling. Nothing works better for me. You can follow me on UFO Ange or UFO_ANG. I'll show you how I use this pencil.
Good.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. All right. So I'm only gonna have you do it one more time. You see how much more
confidence.
comfortable?
It's confidence. I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable.
You sounded comfortable.
Yeah. That's because I knew what I was going to say.
Exactly. Thank you. That is the point.
Right.
It is, and most people try to wing it.
Right.
And that's the difference in your confidence, your comfort level is not having to fetch for information, for having your points well constructed. So that's why I wanted you to simplify it. So we had these, long sentences of what to say. You don't need the sentence, because if you have the sentence and you feel like you want to read it, but you don't need it. You already know what you want to say. You already know the benefits and features of the product. So you need just the outline, just the outline to remind you of what it is you want to talk about. Something you can look down quickly at a glance to keep you on track. So people who ramble, people who have a lot to say, it's because they haven't planned. They haven't done what you've just done, which was to make an outline.
It's consolidate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
If you write it, you'll read it. If you read it, you're saying too much.
You're saying too much.
And it won't be authentic. It's always more authentic when you just feel like you're talking off the cuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Much more conversational that way. So well done. So we just got to see it one more time.
Thank you. All right, cool. Hi, my name is Angel Gutierrez, and the only pencil that I use is the Dixon Tironderoga. Perfect blending tool. Sturdy lead for applying pressure. For murals, stencil work, very ideal. You know what I'm saying? Nothing works better for me. You can follow me on UFO Ange, UFO_ANG on Instagram, and I'll show you how I use my pencil.
Nice.
Ah.
Yeah. And you're at 27, just under 28 seconds.
Not bad.
So that's how you apply this in the real world. Well, if we're calling it the real world, to social media. If you're doing reels have to be less than a minute long. Right? To hold people's attention, 30 seconds would be perfect for giving 3 brief features of a product or service. So this is a formula you can repeat. So it's an introduction. It's 3 key features about the product, the tool that you use, and then the call to action. Follow me here. Let me show you how I do this. Let me show you where I do it. And then that's a showcase of your work and you using the tool.
Look at you. Okay. Making me sound all professional.
Yeah. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So now this is how we're going to close out. So when you walk into a room, if you're about to tell a story, is it like, yo, I just did such and such? Or is it, hey, everybody, I just did, what do you say to introduce yourself and just kind of capture everybody's attention?
I'm kind of ghetto. I say you're.
You say what?
I say you're. I go into the room.
Okay.
Hey, come in. Yo, let me show you something real quick.
All right, then that's your introduction. Say that. Really? Say that.
Yeah.
Because that's what people will expect from you. That's what people know about Angel.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, so that's what it looks like when it's completely written out. So this is what the process is like. So you start out with a script, so to speak.
Right? You just
All of these talking points. Yeah, then you want to improvise most of it. So you only do this in your planning stage, your brainstorming stage. You think about the multitude of things that you can talk about, but you don't want to read. So what you want to do is make it sound conversational. And the only way to make it sound conversational is to make it a conversation, not a manuscript speech. So what you have there is a manuscript speech. So now from that, you're going to do what you just did, turn it into 3 bullet points.
All right. How you doing? My name is Angel Gutierrez, and I just got my first podcast interview with. I was gonna say your name, and then I was gonna try to give you your title at the same time, and it just with media coach. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Okay, so before you do that, I want to point out, because I've heard it a few times, so this is probably something you would do when you're recording. You are smacking the table,
I do.
or
I
you're
smack the table a
smacking
lot.
the pencil against the table, but something is
Right.
creating a smacking sound. So if I've heard it a few times today, that's probably consistent. You probably do
Right.
it. You probably
All
would
the
do it
time.
whenever you're recording. Yeah. So that you'll have to self-correct.
All right.
Once you know that you do it, you can start working on it.
You bet.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Angel Gutierrez, and I just got my first
No,
interview. What?
that's not how you introduce yourself.
Well,
That's
no.
not how you would walk into a room. Angel's not walking into a room saying, "Hi, my name is Angel Gutierrez."
I know.
No.
I'm sorry. Yeah. My name is Angel Gutierrez, and I just got my first podcast interview with media coach Marcia Cork. On her podcast, Oh Them Effing C Words. Let me tell you, we talked about challenges of entrepreneurship, making money for others, being ripped off by artists, how I got my first studio. Definitely be sure to follow her on Instagram at It's Marcia Cork. She got great tips on public speaking, and she'll coach you through anything that you need when it comes to public speaking. Yeah. Yo, this is Angel Gutierrez, and I just got my first interview with media coach Marcia Cork on Oh Them Effing C Words. We talked about challenges and entrepreneurship, making money, being ripped off as artists, how I got my first studio. Definitely give her a follow on It's Marcia Cork on Instagram. I'm telling you, she's going to give you great, awesome tips on public speaking. Subscribe to her channel, Oh Them FNC Words, right now. I'm talking right now. And keep an eye out for my episode. Peace.
Good. Okay, so something happened when you realized this was you promoting the episode. And I love how conversational you sound.
Yeah. No, it's not.
No, that's what's effective. When you sound like yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It is. It's the only way that you're going to draw people in.
Exactly. They'll recognize your voice instantly.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. My name is Angel Gutierrez, and I just got interviewed by media coach Marcia Cork on her podcast, Oh Them Effing C Words. Challenges, entrepreneurship, making money for others, being ripped off by artists. Man, we talked about it. You name it, we talked about it. How I got my first studio. She's going to give you great tips on public speaking. Definitely give her a follow on Instagram at It's Marcia Cork. Oh Them Effing C Words right now. Keep an eye out for this episode. UFO Ainge.
Good. That's a lot of content, right?
But too much.
Yeah. So you feel the difference between that 30-second versus about a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
So I probably should have had you do the minute the first time. So I was telling you, I went easy on you. Most times
the
exercises that I do are a minute because I like to get people comfortable with what a minute feels like, because the average response to a question, if you're doing an interview, if you're doing a Q&A, the average response is about a minute long. So if you get comfortable with what a minute feels like and being able to speak off the cuff for a minute, then you're just about prepared for any speaking opportunity.
Right.
Yeah. So it is better to give people that minute, but we were jumping right in. So I didn't want to give you too much to talk about with this pencil being blindsided by having to share its products and features. So to come up with a minute would have been a lot of content.
Right.
Yeah. If you were recording, a reel, you're probably not going to sit and do that full minute reel with perfection. You're probably going to
chop it up.
You're probably going to do,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I am telling you, I'm sharing stuff that I've never shared on the gram. Subscribe to Ooh Them Effing C Words right now and keep an eye out for my show.
Perfect. Well done. How do you feel about this?
I feel good.
Are you getting any realistic tips that you could apply consistently now?
I am.
Actually start letting us see your face and hear your voice on your posts?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Getting to the point. Yeah, I like this.
Okay.
All right. Speech. I
All
like
right.
this.
So
You know,
is there
I can
anything
probably sell some stuff.
you should?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I could sell stuff now.
Okay.
Like, yeah, you know what? Come buy my shirt now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
I got this.
So I want to
Very
make
nice.
sure you include all of your contact information. Where can
Okay.
people find you? Where can they find the shop?
Yeah, the shop is you can find the shop in Vineland, New Jersey. So it's 710 East Landis Avenue, Vineland, New Jersey, 08360. It's about 40 minutes from like Atlantic City, maybe 35, 40 minutes from Camden, Philadelphia area.
Okay.
You can reach me at UFO Ange on Instagram. It'll be UFO underscore ANG on
Mhm.
Instagram. TikTok and Snapchat. I'm Foulmouth Ange. FOULMOUFANGEL.
Okay.
And you can find them on there. Yeah.
Well, this was fun. You
Man,
delivered.
it was. I tried. I tried. This was
You
excellent. This
did.
was
I knew
actually
you
very fun.
would. You have the right personality for this. So
I
thank you for
tried.
being willing. Thank you for being
Thank
a
you.
good sport through all of the
Absolutely.
exercises.
No
I will be
problem.
watching your Instagram to see what you
Yeah.
incorporate.
Yeah. I definitely
And
will. And I'm going to shout you out too. I'm like, yo, that's that Marcia Clark shit.
okay, okay, okay.
Right
And let's
on.
do it again soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Angel.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you putting up with my you know, my stuff.
I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
Awesome.
If you were an advertiser, isn't that the personality you'd want to have endorsing your product? We heard the brand loyalty. We heard the nostalgia. You know, he's been using that product since he was a child. That's the difference between pitching a product that's in alignment with your brand and just selling something. You know, we know the difference between being just sold something and actually knowing that a person genuinely uses and loves a product. So thanks to Angel and thanks to my MCs who sent in their updates. Remember, you can send in your questions and get my opinion on how to navigate a difficult conversation. And you can send those in by DM to @itsmarciacork on Instagram, or you can send by email or voice recording. And I'll include those links in the episode notes. I'll be sure to include Angel's contact information in the episode notes as well. So enjoy your weekend, MCs. Make sure you go back and binge on previous episodes that you haven't gotten through yet. Do that while you're washing clothes this weekend, while you're running your errands. All right, until next time, bye-bye.